he lost his life during that birth. And I really thought at the time that it was going to be okay, that he was going to be born alive. After he was born, I was in shock because of the circumstances of the birth. I didn't walk for 3 days. My one leg was paralyzed. It was a very traumatic situation, but their dad took him in the other room and was going to raise him from the dead. So that did not happen.
En 1991, 9 ans après la mort de Joseph Michael, Jeannette manque de perdre son dernier fils. Elle décide alors de quitter son mari et la communauté.
Well, he was our first boy, and he was very robust, very rambunctious. He he could climb the ladder of the highest slide in the playground and slide down, and he would hang from the clothes rod in the clothes closet and then jump into mommy's arms, and he rode on the back seat of the bicycle. We would go bicycling, and he was a beautiful child. He would have been president of the United States and probably somebody better. Well, I am Rita Swan of Lexington, Kentucky. My husband and I were devout, lifelong Christian Scientists until 1977, when we lost our only son, Matthew, to a very treatable illness because of following the Christian Science beliefs against medical care and because of the advice that the Christian Science spiritual healers were giving us during his illness. He had 3 fevers in 4 or 5 months. And I mean, they were very dramatic fevers, just extremely debilitating. I mean, he couldn't move practically when he'd have these terrible fevers. So with the 4th fever, we stuck with Christian Science for 12 days. The Christian Science practitioners kept giving us these penitence projects to work on. They kept saying that they wouldn't pray for Matthew if we went to a doctor. They said that my false maternal fears were causing him to be sick and preventing me from seeing the healing.
Matthew avait 16 mois. Les prières n'ont pas amélioré son état. Leur référent spirituel a alors cru que l'enfant avait un os brisé. Il a donné à Rita l'autorisation d'aller faire une radio, à titre exceptionnel.
We went to the emergency room of a local hospital, and I asked them to check him for a broken bone. And they spent hours, I think, diagnosing him, but they figured out that he had meningitis. And when we reached the Christian Science practitioner to tell her where we were at the hospital, she was almost hysterical. And she said, well, I didn't tell you you could go to a hospital. You could have just taken him to an x-ray clinic and just had him checked for a broken bone and not told them about the fever and all this other. And she refused to pray for him, and she said, this just shows your temptation to resort to materia medica, which I have seen all along. I always knew you didn't have enough faith.